What's up, everybody? This is the ToyPhotoCast, the podcast where we interview BobaSaurus Fett on the other line. What's up, Eugene? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. You just picked a great day to for us to have this because, as you heard, I moved to Germany, and no joke, the movers just showed up like a couple hours ago, and I'm just surrounded by towers of boxes of toys, mostly, and maybe a couple shirts, but primarily toys. But yeah, I'm turning this house into a home.
So, for the people listening, what's the time difference like for me living in Lexington, Kentucky? Like, how far ahead of you are you?
So I've been on the West Coast for like most of my life, so 9 hours ahead. So I'm assuming maybe about 6 hours ahead for you,
Yep.
if you're close to the East Coast. Yeah. So I mean, it was definitely a challenge when I moved out here because it's like I left in the morning and I arrived here in the morning and I had to stay up like till nighttime. And it's just like, man, it's just like you're just beat. But that's the only way you're going to be able to adjust. And I think I struggled with that for about like 2 weeks. And then, yeah, now I'm finally on schedule.
So, I'm curious, man, what was the motivation for you to move out there? Was it a job change or what's the deal?
So to be completely honest, yeah, so it was a job change. Being completely honest, I've been trying to move overseas for like 5 years. It's just been something I've wanted to do because the world's a big place,
Yeah.
and it's just I don't know, like it's cool to think that I'm on the other side of the world right now, and it's crazy because culture's different, food's different, beer's really good, and yeah, it's just it's literally a different world. Because no joke, before I actually moved to Germany, I actually had a few interviews to move to Japan, and I was really
Oh,
pushing for those. Yeah. And things, didn't go the way that I wanted, but hey, that didn't stop me from trying to still move overseas. And no joke, like after that third opportunity, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna give up and let me just keep going. And sure enough, one day I just happened to wake up and I got the job here in Germany. And what
wow.
60 days later, here I am.
So is it like with the same company or is it just like a whole new career change? How'd that work?
So I'm actually still working for the same agency. Yeah, and it's just kind of like, just I've been working my way up for about, man, in April will be 14 years I've been with this agency. So
Wow.
I just been working my way up from yeah, from like from the ground up. Yeah, that's all I can really say. Uh
Congrats, dude.
yeah. No,
Congrats,
thanks,
man.
man. I appreciate it. Cause like I saw it as like a double win for me because it was a promotion. And the fact that I was gonna move to, like, Germany, I was just like, "Whoa." Like, it's one thing to say it, and no joke, even when I got the job, I was like, "Oh, cool, I got the job for Germany," but it didn't hit me. It didn't hit me until I boarded the plane and I realized that, "Whoa, this is a one-way ticket to Europe," and until, like, I go for another job or I have to move back to the States,
Yeah.
like, this is where I'm gonna be. It's not like, "Hey, let me pack for 2 weeks and I know I'll come back." No, it was kinda like, "Alright, let me pack my life up." And no joke,
Wow.
it was like I remember when I left my last place, like, I did a walk around, I was like, "Man, for the past couple years, like, I had figures everywhere and all my other stuff, and then it's just like an empty dwelling, and it's just like, whoa." Then it's like, "Alright, on to the next chapter," and I just kinda went from there.
That's nuts, man. Did you like move a lot growing up or what was the situation for you, your childhood? Like did you move a lot or like what was your family like?
So I come from a military family, but honestly, at a very young age, like my dad retired, so we weren't even moving anymore. So it was just one of those things, like because I grew up in San Diego, California, and it was great there. And then I just hit this point where I was like, you know what, I need to venture out and see new things. And and that's why, like, from San Diego, I moved to Arizona, and then I was there for a few years. Then I moved to Seattle for a couple years, and then now I'm here. So the only great thing is just like I was prepared for the weather here in Germany because it's exactly the same as it is in Seattle. It's just like gloomy, cold, and sometimes the sun comes out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is insane, dude. I actually kind of have a similar story where I people always ask me like, was your family military? Like, no, my dad was just a crazy guy who just followed different jobs and just would just
Mhm.
he was following new opportunities for businesses and stuff. But I moved all over the country, and got the opportunity to like see all kinds of places. Went to South America a lot, and now that you're in Europe, dude, I have a bucket list, a long bucket list of European countries that I got to visit, and Germany's definitely on that list. So if I ever make it over there, dude, we got to hang out.
Hey, man, if you make it over here, dude, you got a place to stay. I'll tell you that right now.
Thank you, man. I
Yeah, of
appreciate
course,
that.
of course.
That would be legit.
Yeah, man, it's so awesome, man, because like public transportation over here is like super. Like no joke, I live like right up the street from the gym. Oh god. From the train.
Yeah.
And no joke, like there's times where I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna go downtown. And I just hop on the train and it's just like it's funny because you either see people drinking on the train or people already drunk on the train because this is an open container country and it's just you can just have a beer whenever you want. Um,
What?
yeah.
I didn't
And
know
then
that.
yeah, because like it's crazy when there's all these festivals going on, like you get on the train and like everybody's just like drinking. But it's like everybody's
Wow.
controlled though. Like it's not, I mean, not controlled, but everybody's in control. It's not like crazy or belligerent. It's just everybody's just really happy.
It's just a
And
normal part of society.
yeah, and that's what's
Yeah.
crazy because it's just like I don't know how to explain it. It's like, you know, back in the States, you go to like a lounge or something like that, and it's really loud. Everybody's drinking, it's loud, and it's just like, you know, people are screaming. It's just like it's a party. And it's insane because it's like you go to another kind of like bar area here, and it's just so quiet and so contained, and everybody's just quietly enjoying their beer. And it's like no joke because literally, like, everybody at the table has a beer, and
Yeah.
it's not something you always see because you think, "Oh, someone's gonna drink this, someone's gonna have, like, a mixed drink over here and this and that." No, it's just everybody just has, like, tall glasses on their table, and it's just cool. It's just everybody's just super friendly and, yeah, it's just a really nice experience, and it's a nice change of pace. Um, yeah, it's
And
just a
it
different quality of life here, definitely.
it doesn't hurt that the beer is cheap there too, right?
Oh, no, not at all, man. It was funny when I first moved here, coincidentally, I have a couple friends out here. And one of them was like, "Hey, like, you wanna go to Oktoberfest?" And they have, the big Oktoberfest is in Munich, but,
Mhm.
they have kinda like every little township here has, like, their own little festivals. So, we went to a local one, and it was so funny because we sat down and, you know, they were like, "Hey, you want some?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll take a Hefeweizen." And they gave me this liter, and it's this huge mug, and it's like, whoa, like holy crap, like I've never had a beer that huge. But I was like, all right, cool. Um, and then my friend was like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna have a Coke." Anyways, we get the bill, and his Coke was like €5, and my beer was like €3, and my drink was probably like 4 times the size of his. And he was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, I guess that proves the point of, beer is cheaper than water here. So, I mean, he didn't have
Wow.
water, but that's something that
It's
really
funny,
caught me
dude.
off guard.
I grew up in a town which was known, like nationally, like known for being the only dry Oktoberfest in the
Mm,
United States. I think it's in the world actually. It was in a little town in Alabama, and they had this German heritage. Like the people who founded the city were all German, and there's a lot of German influence and stuff. So I'm very familiar with like uh, all the customs and stuff. But it's so funny now. It's actually they finally, after like 80 years or something, some long period of time, they finally approved the sale of alcohol. So now there's no longer any more dry Oktoberfest, but
it's like,
it's
is that like
crazy.
a contradiction to have a dry Oktoberfest?
That was the running joke. Yeah, it was a running joke because that's pretty much everyone that's what people do when they go to Oktoberfest is just drink beer. But like they had this October Zest, which was like like a apple cider kind of thing that they sold at the event, but you couldn't drink beer. Like there was no beer drinking anywhere to be had. There was just like the German cultural, festivities and all kinds of different dancing and stuff like that. But it's
Oh,
so funny.
but it's like, who do you think snuck in the booze though? I think that's who we have to be friends with.
Oh, I'm sure it was happening all the time. I never saw it as a kid, but it's definitely a strange parallel universe of growing up. But
You're like, what universe is this?
I don't know, man. I don't know. So let's transition to toy photography. I'm curious, man, how
Okay.
long have you been doing toy photography?
So I've been like actively doing toy photography since about like spring 2016. Honestly, in like the early 2000s, I tried it a couple times, like with my dad's film camera,
Mhm.
and I remember they were so bad. Like I didn't know how to focus, and I'm not gonna lie, it's stuff that like those older cameras. It was funny. I was holding one recently. I was like, okay, I don't even know what to do. Um, but no, it's funny because I know I shot a bunch of toys. Like I said, that was like in the early 2000s, but the only one I can remember actually shooting, I had this Neo figure from the Matrix, and it
Yeah.
was cool because like he had like a molded cape, which was actually, I mean, not cape, molded trench coat,
Yeah.
and it was at like this pose where you can actually lean him back, and the cape would actually hold him up. So it was almost as if he was dodging the bullets. So I remember trying to shoot it, and I remember like, "Oh, cool." And I remember like giving it to my dad. I was like, "Hey, can you develop this?" And I remember when it came back, they were just crap. Like they were not even in focus or anything. And I think that was probably when that dream died. But
Oh.
but no, I'd say yeah, no joke. 2016 springtime was definitely when I really started like really pursuing it and just proactively doing it and just I guess you say the fire for toy photography itself, like, ignited at that moment
Was there,
in
like, a
s
specific moment that you remember looking back that, that made you choose, make the decision?
so, you know what? I actually do remember what specific moment happened, because like I said, so this was, like, in 2016. I remember that's when Bandai had announced that they were doing like their Ronin Star Wars line.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing the Boba Fett and I was like, holy crap, like that thing is dope. Like,
Mhm.
I need to get that. And like, I remember I ordered it on Amazon and I was just like, oh, sweet. And it showed up in the mail. And I remember I took like one picture of it and I just happened to put like hashtag, like, I don't know if it was Boba Fett or like Ronin Boba Fett. And coincidentally, I looked up that hashtag on Instagram and I saw this one dope shot. And I was just like, oh my God, that is sick. Who shot this? And coincidentally, it was Sergeant Bananas.
Oh.
And that was that moment. I was just like, all right, I gotta do this. I was like, I gotta do this. Cause like it was cool because I feel that even as a kid and to an adult, like I had a pretty crazy imagination.
Yeah.
And it's stuff like that that I enjoy. And seeing, I guess you can say that the idea to actually pursue it, I mean, not pursue it, the idea to do toy photography was in my head, but it was scattered into multiple pieces, like puzzle pieces that didn't come together yet. And I guess you can say, like, that moment of when I saw that shot that Johnny did, I was like, okay, that was the final piece. I guess you can say, like, if you were to think of it as like a brainstorm cloud, it's like, and you have all the parts underneath that cloud. It was almost like I had all the parts and it was kind of like, okay, what's the idea? And I took that shot and I was like, oh, that's the idea. And therefore I just kind of applied that from there. I was like, oh, I could totally do this. And I just remember like one of my first shots, I had this Nendroid Joker from Dark Knight.
Mhm.
And no joke, I just had that. I had like a desk light. I had like it was like black construction paper to black out the background. And I remember like I turned the light just enough. And it was funny because those Nendroid figures are like really cute. Like they
Yeah.
don't like they're all like little chibi guys. Um but there was just like one moment where I lit it just right. And even though like the Nendroid is like a cute figure, I just got this really sinister vibe from the Joker figure. And like I said, even though it's a Nendroid, it gave off this sinister where I was like, ooh, like it scared me. Where it's just kind of like, man, like that's scary. Cause I remember because this is before like because I used to shoot on my phone for like 2
Yeah.
years before I moved up to a DSLR. And
Yeah.
so, when you're shooting on your phone, it's all live view.
Yep.
So like I just remember when like moving the light as I got it just right. And when it hit that moment, and I was just like, oh dude. Like I guess like capturing the I don't know if this is a word sinisterness. I don't know. Um just I guess just capturing that like really like got me excited and really I don't know, I experienced this sense of otherness where I was just like, whoa, like I don't know
That's
what that
awesome.
was, but in this
So,
moment, like I enjoy doing this.
since you kinda had that aha moment, and you already mentioned Sergeant Bananas as,
Mhm.
someone that inspired you for that post. Is there anybody else that you wanna give a shout out to for some of your biggest inspirations?
I don't think he's listening, but Hans Zimmer, the composer for like a lot of like, oh geez, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank right now.
Dark Knight,
Yeah, Dark
Pirates of
Knight,
the
Interstellar.
Caribbean,
Yeah, man, because like
Interstellar,
yes, I mean, yeah, like I said, definitely him.
Inception.
Yes. It's funny because I'm just like drawing a blank, and I'm just like, why? I listen to this guy's like compositions all the time, and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I think it's the podcast, man. It's the
It's all
anxiety. I'm
good.
telling you. But no, man, because like, yeah, he's like, you think about it, he has such a critical job for these movies. Like these movies can be like very dramatic and very deep into storytelling, and his job is to apply like musical notes to make you feel a particular way. And it's just insane that he's able to establish emotion in these sounds and therefore like add to the visuals that you're seeing.
Yeah.
um and yeah, it's crazy because I'm not gonna lie, like there's so many times where I'm listening to some of his compositions and I think of not just scenes from movies, but in a sense, like scenes from movies in my head that haven't even happened or haven't been made. And with that being said, that's where I kind of take that notion and apply it to the toy photography. And I kind of like, I'll listen to his scores while I'm shooting and I'm kind of like, okay, no, like there's times where I'm listening to one score and I'm shooting, I'm just like, no, this doesn't fit. And there'll be times where I'll put on another track that he's done, and I'm like, this is it. Like this is the visual for his audio, and vice versa. And that's what just like really inspires me.
That is sick, dude. I've never heard anybody say that before. That's so cool. I love the fact that you're able to kind of make that transition from using the inspiration. Like you're using that inspiration musically to be able to create art. And the stuff that Hans Zimmer does, I mean, it is classified as art, but you're using art to create more art. That's so cool, dude. So how do you feel like looking back, your photos have changed as you first started? Have you seen a lot of improvements? Do you enjoy it more? Like, what do you think that you have noticed?
I've definitely I noticed that there's a lot of improvements. I've definitely noticed that I've grown as like a photographer. And there's still a lot to learn. And that's the great thing about it. Cause it's like I feel like when it comes to art, there is no end to learning something or. And it's just crazy because like just the other day I was looking at some of my old posts and it's just funny how I think about it. It's like, I would have done this. I should have done this. I should have done this. But when I think back to that time, like I didn't even understand those concepts. Like I remember like when I learned how to control my exposure, I was like, oh, cool. Like this is all I need to do. And then I remember like hitting a point where I was like, dang, this shot is really grainy. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna load down the ISO. Cool. I got it all figured out. And then it got to points where I was like, but man, like, okay, I'm establishing this shot, but I can't see it in the background, but I don't want to do it too. And then I was like, okay. And then I learned about f-stop. And then it's all these things that you continuously learn and apply that, excuse me, sorry. I'm like mid burp, but it's not coming out. I apologize.
I'll keep that in there. I won't edit that out.
Like, yeah, keep that in there, man. That was weird. It just sat right there. In my chest. Um, but yeah, wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
Oh, you were saying that you were like learning all the different portions of photography and all the different things you were figuring out along the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. And yeah, so along those lines too, something that I really educated myself on was temperature, like color temperature for your shots. Because truthfully, I mean, a lot of my early shots were darker and a lot colder. And I guess that's just something that I kind of gravitated towards. But I've noticed now, like I have experimented with warmer tones, which I feel I only do the warmer tones if I feel it's appropriate for the shot. Like if it's a really kind of a I don't know, like you could say like when I do some of my Joker shots, like I can't do warm tones for my Joker shots. It's just I can't. Like for me, I can't. I feel that that pulls away from his character, but that's just for me. The only time I can use a warm tone with Joker is like something exploding in the background because you would it's just naturally from the explosion you get a warmer tone.
Gotcha.
Um, But definitely, I know that I have warmed up my shots, and I don't mean that again to say that all my shots are warmer. What I mean though is like not as cool, temperature wise, because it's just I guess I try to move away from the deep blue tones and kind of more into the gray tones because I don't know, like that's something else I guess you can say that I'm inspired also is I really love how Zack Snyder's films have like the dead tones to them. Like that's something that
Yeah.
also and like I honestly love it. And there's people think differently, but hey, that's to each their own. But yeah, there's just something about those muted tones that I really like, and I feel that adds character and just really fills a scene and makes you feel another way also. So I guess if I put that all together with okay, if I'm listening to some compositions by like Hans Zimmer, and then I'm shooting something maybe like Batman and like Deathstroke, and then I put in the cooler tones, I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. Like I know that this is the scene. Like this is the scene. Like if I had this movie in my head, this is the scene, this is the color it's going to look like, and this is the track that's going to go to. Because it's just like I want to be able to pull in somebody to view this almost in the same way that I'm visualizing it. I know it's like, not really possible to see it, like 100% from my brain, but kind of along those lines. And it's cool when I do that and I get feedback from people and they're kind of telling me kind of like, "Oh man, like this feels this," or like, "Man, this is moody." And I'm just like, "Dude, like that's what I was going for." And I'm just like, "Cool, like mission accomplished." Even if it's just one person, I'm just like, "Cool, mission accomplished." And it's just nice when you see how people interpret your art the way that you I guess create it.
Yeah, man. I'm scrolling through your feed right now, and everything you're saying is just kind of highlighting what the work I'm seeing, man. Like that's one thing I've always noticed about your work is your tone that, like you said, the color tone, the color grading is just like, man, it's so good. Like I know you spent a lot of time on it, and I just love those Lord of the Rings shots you do. Like I'm looking at this one with Sauron, and he's got the ring, and it's like, is that the old Toy Biz figure?
Believe so, yeah. Cause
Okay.
yeah, there was a toy shop, in Washington that I used to always go to, and one day I just happened to walk in and he had, like, this 3-pack, and I was like, "I've never seen a Sauron figure before," and I was like, "Oh, and it's a 1/12 scale, but he's not technically 1/12, but he
Yeah.
fits the 1/12 realm," and I was like, "I have to get it. I have to get it," and it just worked out 'cause I have like, this thing too where I really like, kind of like medieval stuff or kind of like like fantasy like knights and
Oh,
stuff like
yeah.
and if I think it's the shot, are you looking at the shot with guts from Berserk in it, or is it just the portrait of
It
Sauron?
it's just a portrait.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then it was perfect too because no joke, like if I remember correctly with that shot, there wasn't much color correction because like I said in Washington it's just naturally gloomy. So like that's a really close like natural tone that I just happened to shoot.
Really?
Yeah. Um yeah, I mean of course you do a little color correction and all that, but no joke like that was just if I remember correctly on like in camera settings it wasn't, like, too far off from that because it really was just, like, a really gloomy day, and it was really cold outside, but I just remember, like, man, like, this tone is, like, perfect for this, and I was like, "I have to shoot it." Like, I remember I was like, "This is my goal. I have to shoot this today. I don't care if my back hurts, like, after I'm done with this, but this has to be done." And sure enough, I got that shot, and I was like, "Okay, cool, like, this is the one." And I was just super proud of that shot.
That is so cool, dude. I've never asked this question. It just kind of dawned on me to ask this. So how many shots do you try to get in? Now I'm saying like on a normal month when you're not moving everything in and you're not all over the place, but like how many shots do you try to get done in a month?
Oh, in a month?
Yeah, like just in a time frame of like 30 days. Do you
Man,
look at it like that?
I don't because I mean, I guess like when the creative juices are flowing and I got a setup, like if I'm because I primarily do like indoor shots. If I have a setup, I might do like 2 or 3 shots, and that might be good for like a few days or whatnot. And that'll kind of like let it set in my head, and I might edit it and then come back and say, well, no, I'm not sure how I feel about that tone. and I go back, and there's been honestly, I have a lot of shots that I'm probably never gonna post because I felt like they were too close to another shot that I did, and I feel like the original idea I had already, like, shown to the world in a sense,
Yeah.
and I felt like I didn't wanna do something redundant, and I just didn't wanna do it. So, yeah, I don't know, man, like, honestly, for, like, a month? I don't know, like I said, I guess I don't try to set a quota for myself or anything. I just kinda just go with it because I mean, I really love doing this stuff, but at the same time, it's kinda like, they say, like, too much of a good thing can be bad, and
Mhm.
sometimes when we start beating ourselves up, we're kind of like, no, it's not coming out the way I want it. It's not coming out. And it's like, there's times when it's like that, where I'm like, okay, I need to step away from a little bit. And because like the last thing I want to do is take a shot because I felt obligated to take a shot. It's just
Gotcha.
like, I just wanted to, again, it's like, even though we are the ones shooting it, I wanna be able to feel it also. Because 'Cause I'm pretty sure you've done this on some of your shots where you're shooting and then you look through your gallery and you're just like, "Oh, that's the one." Like, you feel it as if you didn't even shoot it. You get that feeling of, like, satisfaction, and you're just like, "Dude," like, you have that quick second of like, "Cool, I shot that." But not in, like, an arrogant way, but in a very, like, humble way of like, "Cool, you're seeing your art. You're seeing your in a sense, you're getting the perception from the camera of what you have in your mind. So,
Exactly.
I don't know, that's kinda my mindset on that. But
That's
yeah,
so
in regards
cool.
to but yeah oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, no,
Um
I don't mean to interrupt. Keep going, keep going.
oh, no, but yeah, in regards to the month, yeah, I don't really have anything set. I just kinda go with the flow on it.
That's interesting because I feel like for me, I have to do it the opposite way where I have to like set aside time and like make myself do it. Otherwise, I won't do it. Like I'll get like what's called analysis paralysis, where I'll just analyze things to so much to the point where I'm just like, I don't do anything. So I have to like make myself do a shot. I'm like, okay, I got the inspiration and I like somehow I'll manage the inspiration into a time frame and I'll be like, that's when I'm going to use the inspiration for that specific time because otherwise I won't do it. And I'll just like plan on doing it and I'll never get to the shot. So that's it's interesting to hear different people's like takes on it because I feel like if I waited for that inspiration to hit, like I would never do it. Like I would it would never come. I would just be like, well, I could do it, but I have to make myself do it. So, how long does it take for you to get like that inspiration? Like you said, you wait for the inspiration to hit. You don't want to feel like you're supposed to do a shot. Like you make yourself do it. But like how long does it take for the inspiration to hit? You do a shot, like you get everything set up and then you edit it and then you post it. What could be the time frame for a normal shot for you?
Um, well, I mean, completely honest, like, if let's say, because 'cause I'm trying to think, like, if I were to start shooting, let's say I just set up some figures right now, um I don't know. It's like you kind of just like play with the posing for a while and then see like what seems organic. Um, because even though they're figures, you want to give them that realistic, like the posing is a big thing because you don't want them to look very stiff or anything like that. You actually want it. I just animated myself as if I was stiff like that. But no, like I think that's the thing that's the most time consuming is I guess just setting up your environment. Um, and I think that's kind of the timely part because honestly, I feel like once you have your angle set on your camera and like how you want to shoot it, if you want to do landscape, you want to do portrait, you want to do it at like a weird angle, you want to do a close up, you want to do a macro shot. Um, I feel that part's easier than the setup itself because when you do your setup, like for me, like lighting is everything. So it's like if you get your setup and you light it correctly, that's the part that takes the longest. Because I mean, you can do a shot and say, "Oh, it's too bright." You can lower your exposure. "Oh, it's too bright." Lower your exposure. And then you say, "Oh, but I want my background a little bit." And you can heighten your f-stop. And I mean, do what you got to do with your f-stop. But I just feel like that part's a lot easier because it's just kind of like, all right, cool. Like the idea I have of what I want to capture is already there. And the great thing is they're not like humans. They're not breathing and they're not moving. Or I mean, at least when we're not looking, Toy Story's real. Uh, but yeah, I just feel like that's the timely part is just the setup. Like you said, with your lighting and you get reflectors, you get all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, like timing wise, I don't know. Like again, it's one of those things where it really depends on what you have to edit. Because if you're doing like Star Wars shots, and you want to create the lightsaber, that can take a little time. Like lens flares and stuff like that. That can take a little time. But yeah, really, again, I don't really have, like, a time frame on it. It's just kinda like because I could shoot it, and I'm like, "Oh, man, well, I got a lot to do this week." And then I'll edit it, like, at the end of the week or something, like, I haven't really been or, like, again, felt, like, obligated to, like, "Okay, I gotta do this now." But, of course, there's been certain times where I was like, "Okay, this shot is, like I'm very happy with the shot. I need to get it out to the world now." And it's just very kinda like, I need to show it. Those are times where I will do that, but most of the time, it's just kinda like any shots you might have seen that I've done, I've already shot them like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and it's just a matter of me kinda just again, just going with it. Because again, I don't want to rush, especially too if I'm editing it. I don't wanna edit it, like, really fast just so it's like, "Alright, cool, it's ready." Just to put it out there. It's like, I wanna be able to make sure it's quality and make sure that, again, that the story I'm trying to tell with it is apparent, you know? So,
Nice. That's sick, dude. I'm learning from you because I have a problem with patience when it comes to posting. I really
I mean
do. Like, I'll just like take a shot, edit it real fast, post it, done.
yeah, I mean, I know, and that's just the thing though, like, I feel like that's where even though it could be a hobby or it could be something like you're passionate about, it's something that clearly, like how you said, like you shoot it, you edit it, and then you post it. It's because you're excited, and I feel that that's a great thing too, though, with toy photography. You get excited because it's kind of like, oh man, like I just shot this. Like I want to show this out. You know what I mean? Like I want to show this to people. I want
Yeah.
to, and that's the excitement of it. And don't get me wrong, I'm the exact same way. I guess you could say I'm just lazy to edit right away. So I'll go ahead and call myself out. I'm just kind of like, I don't want to sit down right now and play with Lightroom. I'm just like,
Yeah.
because I'm just kind of like, man, I just spent like how long trying to set that up? And I was like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
That's cool, man. I love hearing your process. That's really interesting to me, honestly.
Thanks, man.
So, do you focus more like on the shooting or like the posting? 'Cause like are you do you enjoy like the engagement like part of it, like engaging with the community, like when you're posting in the comments, or would you rather just shoot all day and not post? Because some people lean one way or the other, or they just kind of they enjoy both. What do you prefer?
So truthfully, I mean, yeah, I honestly feel like I'm all for both. Because like I'll put it this way: before I knew what toy photography was, and it was actually like a hobby and stuff like that, it was just kind of a thing. But actually being involved in it, it's exciting because it's kind of like, oh man, like when we like, I'm pretty sure all of us toy photographers kind of like we get that thrill of, hey, when we go out, we find a figure we want. It's like, oh, cool, and then like no joke, like as soon as we see it, we start thinking of ideas like what we're gonna shoot, how we're going to shoot it, or because I feel like that's part of the fun of it. Um and I feel like shooting it is definitely the fun part because that's where you get to tell your story. That's when you get to use your imagination. That's when you get to make a movie in your head, like, but shoot it with toys. Like, it's awesome. And truthfully, like, I guess that's where you get that excitement is like when you get to post because it's like, all right, cool, like, I shot this. I'm very stoked about it. um I'm just very happy with how it looks, and it's like, cool, I want to share this with my friends that I made, I mean, through this community, which is great. And it's awesome because you get like feedback from people that I guess you can say that like you didn't expect that feedback. Because it'd be one thing if like, cool, like, hey, I'm happy with the shot. But then you get somebody who like comments on your shot and they're just like, dude, like this is so dope. And it's just like, whoa, like somebody like I personally feel like when somebody takes the time out of their day to like comment on your shot, clearly it must have like affected them in that way, whether they were actually like inspired or they just really liked what they see. And that's just something that I guess that encourages me to do more, and at the same time encourages me to, like, I guess you could say, like, keep doing what I'm doing and in regards to, like, being myself. So that's, I guess, that kind of helps me out as a person also. Because it's just kind of like, hey, like this is what I'm passionate about. This community is filled with other people that are just as passionate about it. And it's awesome because, like, let's be real, like this hobby is definitely, I mean, yeah, this hobby is definitely a unique one because not everybody in the world knows about it. And it's super awesome just knowing how you can like make friends, and it's just crazy. You know what I mean? It's just crazy how like we're in this, digital age where literally you can make friends through, something we enjoy doing, and just like sharing it with other people, and therefore like you guys get engaged with each other. And it just, you know what I mean? It's like all it's just an awesome feeling. And it's just great because it's just like somebody else would do something, and it's just like it inspires you, and it's like a back and forth, and it's an awesome feeling because the momentum does not stop.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree, man. That's one of the reasons why I always come back and why I think all of us are obsessed with the community and the engagement, being able to support one another. That's incredible, dude. So I'm curious now, I want to ask you this question. You have a lot of different figures that you like to shoot and a lot of different lines, but what is your favorite line of figures to shoot and why?
um so my favorite line, honestly, it's like Revoltech, and their amazing Yamaguchi stuff has been so awesome. um yeah, I guess what I love about them is because they're exaggerated, kind of like how like not anime figures, but like how animes are.
Yeah.
um yeah, like they just have that exaggerated action, and I feel like Amazing Yamaguchi does such a great way of like really presenting that. Because I mean, no joke, like I didn't ironically, like I have an Amazing Yamaguchi Raiden figure, but I just like Raiden, so I didn't even pay attention to the fact it was Amazing Yamaguchi. I was like, oh cool, like a Revoltech Raiden figure, and it had awesome articulation, stuff like that. But what really pulled me into Amazing Yamaguchi style was when they came out with their Venom figure, and I was like, that is the epitome Venom figure for me. Like I was like, dude, like this is awesome because like he's like big and bulky, and he's like, again, he's exaggerated the with like the symbiote and stuff like that, where like the what are those things called? Oh man, I'm drawing a blank. But
All the yeah, like the tentacle things. Like, yeah, I know what you're
yeah,
talking about.
they're not quite tentacles, or what are they called? The tendrils or something? That's not even a word.
Tendrils or something like that. Yeah,
Tendrils, yes. There
I
you
know what
go.
you mean.
And then I was like, "Oh, dude, this is awesome." And then they came out with Carnage, and then I lost my mind because that's like the dopest Carnage figure ever. And then what's crazy about it is like they just keep coming out with new stuff. Like the Deathstroke and the Batman that they did, I love those figures. Like not everybody agrees with how they did Batman's cape because it's like multiple pieces. But
Yeah.
again, I guess I love the fact that it's like anime. It's super exaggerated, and it's just super awesome because it's just like, man, like they did such a great way of kind of like keeping those figures, I guess you could say like yeah, I guess you could say humanized, where they can stand and they just look like regular figures. But because of like the engineering with how Revoltech does their figures, you could just do like straight up comic book poses, like anime style poses. And it's awesome because I feel like that's what they were designed for. So, and I feel like that's what I'm, definitely aiming for. Because, I mean, I'll tell you this, man. Like, did you see the Amazing Yamaguchi War Machine coming out?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, dude! Like when I saw that thing, I was like, oh, it's on, it's on. Because I feel like I'll put it this way: with their Marvel line, I feel like if Marvel versus Capcom were to have action figures, like those would be it.
Totally.
Yeah, because I mean, you imagine like the Revoltech Wolverine, like all everyone, like I have that figure and I love it. And it's just crazy because every time I pose it, I can't help but say like in my head, like drill claw, uh, when Wolverine would do that jump move. And it's just like I just love it because like I said, the exaggerations and just I don't know. I guess like, when we were kids watching the cartoons and watching like anime and just seeing how it's like, okay, well, like in Dragon Ball, they just threw somebody into a mountain. Like you don't see that in like regular cartoon, but
Yeah.
or like a super crazy punch. And it's just like, it's just like they punch somebody and it's just like you see like the flex just go ridiculous, and like their punch breaks the sound barrier. You know what I mean? It's like stuff like that, and I feel like these figures allow you to kind of like do that, and it's just a matter of how you want to represent it. But that's definitely like one of my favorite lines. Like I said, like, oh man, yeah, Amazing Yamaguchi, Revoltech. That's I think that's my favorite line. Like I have a lot of figures and stuff, but there's just those keep pulling me back in. Like those are the figures I'll go back to, and it's like, all right, cool. Let me try posing him this way because I just saw like this anime, and one of the characters did this really cool pose, and I was like, you know what? I think Raiden would look dope doing that. Or like, let me see if Deathstroke can do that. And sure enough, like they can. So that's something like I really enjoy about that line.
Did you see R2K Troopers is doing a giant cannon for the Iron Man Revoltech?
Yes, I did. And I already contacted him. And I was like, I need that. I love your work, man. Um, I live in Germany, so I'm gonna figure out a way to get one of those. But yeah, trust me, when he posted that prototype, I was like, oh, it's on. Like, trust me, I already messaged him because I was just like, okay, like I have to get that. And I'm not gonna lie, like I was really hoping to see something like that in Endgame. Like I was really, really hoping to see something like that in Endgame, where
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I don't
some
know, I
massive cannon or something.
yeah. Well, I had this cool idea. Like I mean, it seems far fetched, but I had this cool idea because I mean, you know how we barely saw Iron Patriot? Was it 2.0? We barely saw him, but like, have you seen the hot toy for that thing? Like that thing is
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah.
Um, I had this like thought in my head, like how cool would it have been if because Tony would like hack everybody's suit. I feel like he would like talk to Rhodey and be like, "Hey, I need to borrow your suit for a second." He's like, "For what?" And he uses War Machine's armor as like a straight up giant cannon. Like imagine like Rhodey like get kicked out of the suit and he's like, "What's going on?" And like imagine the Iron Patriot suit just turns into like one crazy like
Some
cannon.
mech. Yeah.
Like yeah, like
Mech
imagine
cannon.
like heavy arms from Gundam.
Yeah.
Like imagine if his suit just turned into something like that, but it like merged with the nanotech of the Mark 85. Like just imagine how ridiculous that would be, but that would have been like the oh damn. Like, but I don't know. I guess
Yeah.
I'll have to shoot that now. Maybe I'll just shoot that now. Maybe
Do it.
when the Marvel Legends Iron Patriot 2.0 drops, I might have to do something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be a sick shot for sure. That I loved like the whole aspect of toy photography where you get to expand the universe and expand the storytelling and do shots like you said like that didn't happen in the movie and you can make it happen on with toy photography.
Yeah, and that's what's awesome because it's like, you see other people who do in a sense like they recreate shots from movies, but they change something. And it's like when I see stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that would have been cool to see. Like that would have been a great idea. Like you know what I mean, to see cinematically. But it's just awesome how all of us in this community have like full liberty to do whatever we want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way of the art. Like we can, if we wanted to make it that, instead of like I don't know. This again, this is just my idea. Like if instead of like Tony dying, like if it was gonna be Spider-Man, like I imagine stuff like that. Like what if Spider-Man actually was the one who got the gauntlet and did something with it? Like, I like to imagine stuff like that.
Yeah.
And again, it's just cool because I mean it's not just in the not just like the toy photographers that you see like create these I guess you could say these alternate realities, but you see a lot of fan artists who do that too. And they draw stuff or they paint stuff. And I'm like, man, like it's just cool how you see just like I guess you could say like the same train of thought amongst all these artists, but we have our different ways of I guess you can say like representing them and like showing them off. And it's so awesome.
It really is, man. And we're going to stop it right there and take a quick break and we will be right back with Toy Photocast. Stay right there. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Toy Photocast with the BobaSaurus Fett interview. Thank you for being on the show today, Eugene. I really appreciate it, man.
No, I appreciate you having me on here, man. This is awesome.
I want to ask you this. Do you see yourself as an artist or do you see yourself as something else entirely? How do you approach toy photography from that mindset?
If I say something else, do I have to define it or can I just use those words something else?
You don't have to define it. It could be undefinable.
Oh, Undefinable. No, honestly, like, because you said, okay, if we see each other, see ourselves as an artist or like a hobbyist or like
Yeah,
something else, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I feel that everyone in this community is just like every single one of those categories. Every one of us is an artist because all of us are, you know what I mean? We're creating art and we're doing it in our own way. And I mean, in regards to hobbyists, like we all still do this as a hobby. Like this is something we enjoy doing. But I feel like I don't know how to explain it. It's almost like the process of doing it is the hobby, and then
Mhm.
our final product is the art. So therefore,
Mm,
that's when we become the artists. And why I feel that we're all in that category of all three categories and something else, because I feel that every single one of us that does this, like we are literally something else. Like my photos are gonna be different from your photos. You know what I mean? And everyone, like we could all shoot the same figure. You know what I mean? If there was only one figure and all of us shot it on Instagram, or something like that for toy photography, all of us would do something different with it. And therefore that would make it something else. And it would make it our own art, and all of us would approach it because it's our hobby. But yeah, ultimately I feel that yeah, we all fall into those three categories and in our own unique way because there's no way that we can I don't know how to explain it. Like there's no way that we can all like do the same thing. Like I feel like every single one of us is, like pixel by pixel has done something different.
mm. That's an amazing answer, dude. That is just a mic drop right there. You can
I
say
blacked
mic
out.
drop.
What happened?
That's awesome, man. Do you have any moments looking back as a toy photographer that you just like pinch me and you're like, "Oh my god, did that actually happen?" Like any big moments?
Like in shots wise, or just kind of like just like reaction wise, or
Could be either one. Could be either one.
okay. So I think pinch me moments for like a shot. I'd say it's probably one of my recent shots was my Gold Ranger shot where I have him kind of like jumping in the air and I have like like one of the like Tamashi effects like swirling around him.
Mhm.
And like I remember like I have a behind the scenes shot of that, but I didn't post it because I don't know, I guess I kept it to myself because I kept looking at it and I was like, okay, I know how I set that shot up. And then I know when I was editing it, I was just like, whoa, this is cool. Like I really liked it. And it was crazy because it was like as I was editing it and doing some, like smudges and uh playing with the temperatures and doing all kinds of stuff like that. I was just like, it was crazy. I felt like I wasn't doing it. I just felt like it was happening before my eyes. And I don't know, like I felt that Gold Ranger shot kind of caught the essence of, I guess you can say, like what I enjoy, not in just toy photography, but I feel like that was like a BobaSaurus Fett shot. Because it's like we all know how we've all seen like Power Rangers, we see how they fight and stuff like that. But what I did in that shot was I kind of made it kind of anime-esque and kind of like how I touched base earlier on, like how the Amazing Yamaguchi figures are, they're characters we know, but they're like
Mhm.
exaggerated and they give off that like that style of just that epic style that anime always has, regardless if like they're running through a forest or they're jumping like 50 feet in the air. And it's just, you just get this grand, shot to make it look like it's the coolest thing ever. And personally, like I said, with that Gold Ranger shot, I was just kind of like, I was just really proud of that shot. And I was just super happy with it because I just felt like I did something different with that figure. And I guess like what the final result was actually better than I guess the idea I had in my head. So I guess that's where you can say like that pinch me moment.
Wow.
Um yeah, like it felt really good because I'm not gonna lie, like I still go back to that shot and look at it and I'm like, whoa, like I'm just really proud of myself. And I'm just like, and again, it's just like when I look at it, I'm just like, man, I love doing this stuff. And it's crazy how that leaves my mouth like naturally. And it's just like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? I guess
Yeah.
you could say sometimes we all gotta give ourselves a pat on the back. And it was just something that I was really proud of. Um, I guess you could say some other pinch me moment. I think like, okay, so let's see, what are some other pinch me moments? Um, coincidentally, I did. We went. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with Intangible Dandy, Eric.
Yeah.
Um, he actually got invited to do the Washington Summer Con, and it was cool of him. He invited me. He's like, "Hey man, like I'm gonna have a booth. Like you want to do it with me? You can share the booth with me, and we'll just like show stuff off. We'll just talk about toy photography." I was like, "Oh hell yeah, man!" Like I was super stoked to do it, and it was such a great turnout because like so many. All we did was talk about toy photography, and so many people came by our booth just saying like, "Hey, so what is it you guys do?" And it was just so crazy because everybody would like so many people come talk to us. It's like, whoa, what do you guys do? Like, we didn't know this was a thing. Like, and it was just such an awesome feeling. And it was cool because you had kids coming over and like looking, and then the parents are like, whoa, what is it you guys do? And what was awesome was seeing these parents like talking to the kids. And these kids are probably like younger than 10. And they're like, hey, you want to do something like that? And the kids are like, yeah. And it's just really cool, like seeing how like us just being there and talking about it, like, inspired them to try it, and I thought it was cool too because it created, like, some things for, like, parents to do with their kids, and I thought that was really cool because it's just like, it's just awesome to inspire people that way, because I know when
Wow.
we're doing, when Eric was doing, like, his little demonstration, there was actually a kid up there, and he had his phone with him, he was just up there, and it's funny because I posed some CJ Ninjas and Deathstroke, a Revoltech Deathstroke, and he went up there and was just like taking pictures of him with all different angles, and he was moving the lights around and stuff. And it was funny because he was doing this while Eric was doing his presentation, but I wasn't gonna stop this kid because I was just like, man, he's doing what we do. And I don't want to hinder him from, being inspired or just like being in this moment right now. I didn't want to stop that. Um, yeah, so that's and I guess like the big thing from that moment for me, that what caught me off guard because I was like, "Oh, let me try printing out some big prints of mine." Like, I was like, "Oh, I'll do, like, 5 of them, whatever." And it was crazy because like, there's this Batman shot I did, you've probably seen it. I did with the Sovereign Knight Batman and, like, Joker, and pretty much what it is I have Batman in the elevator, and it's just his silhouette, and I gave him white eyes. So all you see is a silhouette and white eyes, and I was just so happy with that shot. And I was like, "Oh, let me try blowing it up." So I did a big print of it, and it was crazy. This guy came up to me and he bought it. And but what the thing that really caught me off guard was when he was like, "Hey man, can you sign it?" And I was like, "What do you want me to do?" Like somebody
Oh,
and like it was just one of those moments like, "You want my autograph?" Like I'm just a I'm just a regular dude, man. And he's like, "No, man, like I want the artist to sign this." And I was just like, "Oh, all right." And that was just one of those. Like I was like, "Whoa, that really caught me off guard."
wow.
Um, yeah, and yeah, I don't want to say I had a bunch of pinch me moments or anything like that, but I think I know, sorry, I know I don't want to keep going, but I think another, just one more
Go ahead.
was, do you know who? Oh, geez, I'm drawing a blank again. Uh, oh geez, I hope I don't pronounce his name wrong. Jordan Vought Roberts is or Voight Roberts. Do you know who that is?
I'm not sure.
So he's the director of Kong Skull Island, and
Mm.
he's a young guy, like he's like in his mid 30s, and it's cool because he directed that movie. He's the guy trying to get Metal Gear made into a movie also. Like he has a script and everything, and it's cool because he has the blessing from Kojima to make it happen too.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I think one of the pinch me moments was maybe you've seen this shot. I did a shot of Snake and he was kicking a soldier, and I felt like I captured the tone and the lighting for like Metal Gear Solid 2 in
Mhm.
that shot. And what was awesome, he reposted it on Twitter, and
What?
like it got like huge feedback. And it was one of those where I was just like I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw it and I was just like, hey, that looks like my shot. And I was like, wait a minute, that is my shot. And then it was cool because like he gave me credit and everything, and he was just like, "Hey, like this shot's by BobaSaurus Fett." I was like, "Oh man, like this is cool." Like it was just like a super humbling moment that I guess the joy I got from like recreating that scene and trying to capture the essence of Metal Gear, like he saw that too. And you know how I kind of mentioned earlier, it's like you get that joy of somebody who interprets your art the way you want you, I guess, the way you intended for it to be interpreted. And I felt that that's what he did, and it just made me super happy. So that was like a pinch me moment for that. So
Wow.
That is like some amazing moments, dude. I'm just kind of floored right now, just listening to all those things that happened to you. That's
Yeah, I
amazing.
hope I didn't drag that on or anything, but it was just like
No, dude, it's
those
super
were like
interesting.
yeah, those are just moments where like I guess just doing what we love to do just went further than I had ever expected, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, that's yeah. So I just had to share those moments.
God, that's amazing. Where do you see yourself in 10 years or where do you want to be?
So in like 10 years, man, I hope, I'm more skilled. Definitely like learned a lot more. But definitely I hope that we're shooting figures that haven't been created yet, man. So that's what my question is. So 10 years from now, man, like what are some figures that you think might be out? Or or
Mm.
that if you had figures that you want to create that should be created that hopefully we can shoot in the future. That's what I want to be doing in 10 years. So but I want to ask you, like, what figures do you want that should be out within the next 10 years so we can actually do that?
Dude, okay, so I feel like there's like 90% of the things that I want are already made, but
Mhm.
there's this like 10% like little portion that I feel like the market hasn't really been tapped yet. And I don't know who could make this or maybe I don't know. Like I always wanted to just start like an unlicensed figure company and just do figures that were generic figures like a policeman or a
Okay.
army guy or kind of like how Damn Toys does uh their 112 stuff, but like
Yep.
in the Mezco style, but not as expensive. Like they can be expensive and they're not licensed. Like they don't have like a specific, at least I don't think they do, like a property that they have to adhere to. So I would love to see, man, like some 112 scale, like just civilians, like just easy, accessible. Instead of having a kit bash, all these like 112 scale stuff happen. I love the kit bashers. Don't get
Mhm.
me wrong, but it's not like feasible to like army build. Like you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to have like 25 civilians in a shot, and you got like Iron Man, and he's like saving the civilians. Like it's just that would be such an expensive shot to be able to produce because you can't really make civilians. Um, there's just not they're not accessible right now.
If
Does
only
that
they
make
had a like a 90s price point.
Yeah, like I mean, I would say like between 40 and 50. Like I would pay like between 40 and $50. Like even if it just came with just the figure, like the cloth goods and like two sets of hands, like that'd be perfect. Or just like a briefcase or just one accessory. That's fine. Like if you want to buy like a police officer deluxe and like he comes with like NYPD badge and like,
Mhm.
different little things. Like I've always wanted to see that kind of stuff done and not in the Figma style, but in like the Mezco style.
I got you. I got you. Like actual like soft goods and all that good
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, that'd be cool, man. Because I mean, I feel like that's actually a great idea. Because you can think about it, like all of us could really use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those figures would be, it's kind of like I'm not gonna lie, I regret like not picking up a bunch. But what was it like when the Black Series first came out? Remember they had like the Resistance, like troop.
Hmm.
Yeah, like, I think about it now, I was like, "Man, I shoulda got, like, 4 or 5 of those." Like, I have 0 of those, and I just think about I was like, "Man, like, you could just use, like, d if you were doing, like, a futuristic scene or anything, whatever you wanted to do, like, but you have, like, your army builder right there." And I was like, "Man, I coulda done that." But no,
Yeah.
that would've been no, that's a great idea because like you said, like, you imagine, like, with the NECA diorama set, like, like, you could just have those guys just, like, walking around, you know what I mean? And it's just cool because like you could put like a John Wick figure in there and have
Yeah.
like the camera focused on him. It's just like people just walking by. Like that's just like the daily.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can kit bash Marvel Legends and do that kind of stuff, but it's not it to me like I lose the I I see all of the different things I have to do to be able to get one figure produced, and I'm just like, it's not worth it. I'd rather just like go buy another figure that's like a specific character. You know what I mean? Instead of like having to like go to eBay to buy clothes and having to go do all this stuff. Like to me, it's a hassle. Like I'd rather just buy the one figure that comes with everything that I want. But maybe it's the American in me that wants the convenience.
Yeah. Well, no, like I said, hey man, you never know. Like if we have the right people listening to this right now, like we might be able to make some of this happen. Um,
And I think that's what Mezco was trying to do, like, with their Gomez stuff is, like, they're trying to, in a way, kind of, like, help people build, like, civilian, but, like, Gomez is such a specific character and, like, they're not charging it like army builder prices. They're charging it like full, 80, $90 prices, which is it's cool figure. Like, Gomez is amazing. They have a lot of different versions, but I'd rather just see like a regular dude, like even like don't give me five different head sculpts. Just give me one head sculpt. Like give me I just want some civilians. Like I really do. Like I know it's so um I guess people like who aren't into toy photography like would never pick this stuff up. Like they would just never it'd have to be like retailer exclusive, like Big Bad Toy Store, you
mm.
know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff to be able to get it or maybe just even on a Kickstarter or something like that to be able to get it funded and produced. But I don't know. It'd be cool. It'd be really cool to see some stuff like that.
See, it'd be awesome if the line was called like the dude. Or no, that's the Big Lebowski. Just call it like I don't know, but like just like
Normies or something like that. Like
the
just the normies.
the dude line or something
The
like
dude
that.
line.
And it's just like army dude, police dude, 9 to 5 dude.
It's funny because I've actually like I've come up with all the names of all the stuff because I want to do it. Like if I make it happen, I will make it happen. Like if no one does, that's what I'm saying. If no one does it, I will make it happen. But if I'm hoping someone does it, so I don't have to do it.
Yeah. See, and it's funny. So you're saying like you're hoping like some like I'm really hoping like Amazing Yamaguchi because again, I feel like they're doing an awesome job with
Yeah.
like with the characters that they're doing. But so imagine this, Dakota. Imagine Amazing Yamaguchi doing like a 10-inch Apocalypse figure from X-Men.
Whoa.
Like just imagine that. Like that would be like their first like large figure, and it'd still be technically 112 for them.
Yeah.
But just imagine that. Like I can see it already. Like I
Or like
imagine,
Galactus or something like that.
yeah. I mean, like because again, I told you it's very like Marvel versus Capcom style. Like I just try to imagine like the exaggerations and like some of the because like I can just imagine, Apocalypse having like two of like the hammer arms that he would get, and just imagine like those being like attachments. Um, Something I imagine is Amazing Yamaguchi doing like Archangel. So I can really imagine the wings, like how ridiculous the wings would be. Like it's like he's one of those characters where like, man, like that's a person they need to do. And I hope you guys are listening, Revoltech. Um, but yeah, yeah, these are like the figures that I'm like really hoping that like these companies are listening. But I think one line I'm really looking forward to. I won't looking forward to. Well, I'm gonna say it that way. So as in it's gonna happen because we're technically talking 10 years in the future, right?
Yeah.
So I would think it would be really dope if like Figma or like even like Revoltech, if they did like Legend of Korra figures, because I feel like those characters not having figures was like a missed opportunity
Mm.
because yeah, those characters were just so awesome. And then you imagine like they control the elements. So you imagine like the accessories they would come with, you know? Like just imagine that. Like that's something I think about or Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. Do you watch that anime?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. It's an awesome anime, but it's just a matter of time before I think that character comes out. But yeah, I mean, and again, yeah, within 10 years, like I'm hoping again. I, I'm still doing this, but like I said, we're just shooting figures that that haven't been invented yet. So that's why I just like, hey, you know what?
Did
Let's talk about this for a second.
did they do any Avatar: The Last Airbender figures?
I don't recall. I mean, if they did, they were probably like 5-point articulation figures, or you get
Yeah.
them at McDonald or something like that. um, but man, yeah, like if you watch like the first season of Legend of Korra, like there's Amon, there's you know what I mean, and just like all those characters would just be awesome figures to have.
Yeah.
That's because again, they're all like martial artist characters. So you imagine like how the articulation would be and like all the swappable hands and and it's just I don't know. Again, I'm being extremely hopeful
Oh, dude,
that somebody's listening.
they're gonna make them eventually. Like in 10 years, they've got to make some the Last Airbender stuff. I think it'd be really cool to see either Figma do it or
Mhm.
Revoltech do it. Maybe Figure Arts. Figure Arts, if they did it right, they could do some Airbender. I'm trying to think who would be. Oh, I want to see. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I really want to see some Indiana Jones Mezco. Like
Oh,
I want to see like the whole crew. Like I want to see like a 112 scale like Jeep, like he comes like a Jeep or something, or comes with like the statues or just like all kinds of different like deluxe editions. Like I want to see Indiana Jones for
that'd
sure.
be yeah. Oh man, that'd be sick. Because imagine like he'd have a functioning zipper on
Yeah,
his leather jacket, an actual like a pleather hat. You know what I mean?
dude. I mean, Hot Toys made an amazing figure, and I've seen some amazing 1/6 customs, but we don't really have like a good 112 scale Indiana Jones.
So speaking of hot toys, so something I kind of imagine. So you know how like the X-Men are coming to the MCU, right?
Hmm.
So something I kind of fathom is imagine if Hot Toys, like let's say again, like the X-Men already established in MCU, we've seen their movies. If they make like, of course, this would be considered like uh quarter scale or something like that. But if they made like a quarter scale Sentinel
Oh
and
wow.
then and just use that with all the 112 figures, like I think everybody would buy at least one.
Oh
like
yeah, for
like
sure.
imagine a Sentinel like the size of like the Hulkbuster hot toy. Like, I'd probably buy at least 2, like and, they're gonna probably be die cast, and they're gonna weigh, like, 24 pounds, but it's the details, right?
You'd have to have a massive setup to be able to get that thing in frame.
But and that's where the joy comes in, right? That's where the joy
Mhm.
of what we do. It's, like, kinda like, "Oh, this is gonna be a challenge, but I'm gonna execute, like, I'm gonna do this." And it's just kinda like, you imagine, like, the scale, because I mean, I think it can be done. I have total faith in this community that it can be done.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any other before I move on, if there's any other figures I'd like to see produced. I know they're doing the 1,000 Toys Master Chief, which I'm a massive Halo fan, and
Mhm.
they did say they're gonna make all of the Chiefs. So that's something I'm looking forward to. So that's already being done. But I hope they go deep into that line. Like I really hope they do like a grunt. I hope they do like an elite. I hope they do a jackal. Like because 1,000 Toys makes amazing figures, and I hope they really dive deep into that line.
I honestly think they will, because I think the fact that they've already announced that they're gonna touch base on those characters, I think they're trying to, like, silently get that feedback, you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
I feel like if they realize, like, "Hey, man, we can really capitalize on this," and, they have, us collectors, like, we're gonna go for them. So, it's
Dude, I
like
will buy every single one. If they I will go all in on 1,000 toys, like, because I'm a massive Halo fan,
uh-huh.
and the McFarlane stuff is cool, but the articulation is so wonky, man. It's such a like, have you messed with those McFarlane Halo figures?
Yeah, I actually have a bunch of them.
Yeah. They're
No.
so wonky, dude.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what's funny? I can't turn down free toys because my nephew didn't want them anymore. So I was like, "Hey, man, I'll take them."
I mean, I have a soft spot in my heart for them because I used to collect them as a kid, but for, like, toy photography and stuff, like, it doesn't really cut it for articulation. I mean, the NECA one's really cool. The quarter scale Chief isn't really I've seen some amazing shots with that, but, um, yeah, I hope 1,000 Toys really goes deep. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think they're gonna nail it, and it's gonna just like pick up like crazy. Because like I said, I mean, I saw the Master Chief at Comic Con this
Mhm.
past year, and like the scaling looked good on it, and it just looked very like smooth. I'll put it that way. It just looks very smooth.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
supposed to be modeled after the first Halo. So it's supposed to be kind of like the remastered edition Halo 1. So
Mm.
it's not gonna have all those details like Halo 4 did. Like Halo 4 had a lot more detail. But oh, there was another thing I was gonna say. Man, what was it? Uh
Master
We'll come
Chief.
back. Come back
Uh,
to it. Oh no. Oh yeah. So the Figma started doing the Dead or Alive, and they've only done one figure, which is
mm,
like that one chick. I can't remember her name at the moment.
like Katsumi
Kasumi,
or
I
something
think.
like that. Yeah.
I think it's Kasumi. I want them to do that whole series. I'm a big Dead or Alive fan too. So if they go deep like Hayabusa and Ryu Hayabusa, and if they do what's that one dude who's like, have you ever played that game?
Yeah, it's been a long time because that's like from PS1, right? That was when the first one came out.
Yeah, I think the first one was PS1, but they've done like 6 or 7 games. Like the
Oh,
first one I played was Dead or Alive 3 on the Xbox, the original Xbox, and that was
mhm,
when I really got into it.
mm.
Um, but yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be cool. I hope they do that.
Do you remember the game Bloody Roar?
No, I don't.
Oh man, like those are figures I would love to have too. Because it was like, again, it was like a fighting game, but it was just kind of like cool because they were like martial artist characters, but they can turn into um like martial artist version beasts. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Bloody Roar, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called Bloody Roar. Like I just think
Oh.
those would be awesome like figures because like one character, you know what I mean, he would become a tiger, but like he's they all stayed in like humanoid form but turned into animals. So they just fought as like in animal form. That I don't know how to explain it. But I don't know. It was just really cool characters. Like one of yeah, just really interesting concepts. Like it's almost as if like I feel like Four Horsemen could totally make them because like they're already kind of doing like the knights with like the tiger heads and stuff like that, and kind of like the like half like half man, half creature
Hmm.
kind of characters. So I mean, I feel like they could probably execute those pretty well. I mean, that'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they could easily do that. So I'm gonna transition now, man. What do you think us as the action figure community needs to focus on? Like, how can we on a daily basis better ourselves?
I mean, I guess like what the great thing is like, and I've heard this on past episodes here, but I just can't help but to agree with everybody. Like all of us use this as like it's like a form of therapy for us.
Hmm.
It allows us to express ourselves, and I mean, life ain't easy. I mean, it's like I don't know. Like for me, like how I use toy photography, it's like we don't always have control of everything that goes on in our lives, but when it comes to toy photography, it's like the next best thing to having control. And it's just cool because like we're able to just create and just kind of like step away from everything going on, that might be holding us back or holding us down or something like that. Again, just really depends on the person. Um, but in regards to like how, because how'd you phrase it? How we could be better people or
Yeah, just how can we better ourselves as a community in general?
oh, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think I mean, just the communication itself. I feel like I don't want to say it can get better, but what I mean is just communicating amongst yourselves and realizing that hey, we're all human beings. Like we all got day jobs. We're all you know what I mean. Like realizing that the person who put that picture that you see on there is a human being too.
Mhm.
And I feel that that's like the strong points of this community is kind of like hey, like we're all perfect strangers from all around the world, and yet it's so easy for us to communicate with each other through our art, and at the same time like using that art as like a catalyst to like talk to somebody. And I don't know, I just feel like in the community like how we can just be better and stuff like that is just I don't know if we just all like kind of communicate and just remember like why we do this. That's I feel like that's the important thing is remember why you do this and like why you love this hobby, like why you love this art, why you love this something else. um just you just got to remember that because I mean remember at the end of the day like you're the one who's creating it, like no one else.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. That's something that I have recently tried to improve myself is communication and just reaching out to people and making sure I know that, I appreciate them, making
Mhm.
sure they feel appreciated, like there's something to be said about like lack of communication because people can get all kinds of different feelings when you're
Yeah.
not communicating. And I'm one of those people that I can tend to be a loner and I don't have to have communication like to function, but I do appreciate it and I value it.
Mhm.
But for the people out there that are like quality time people that like really need that communication, like I totally get it. I
Mhm.
totally get it. Like I want to be
The very best.
better. Yeah, like I want to do better at that. And so that's totally important. And also, like you said, just realizing that people behind the lens, behind the Instagram accounts, like those are people, man. Those are real life people. They have real life problems. They have real life jobs, real life, you know, all kinds of different things on their plate. So take that with a grain of salt. Like whenever you're sending a DM, be like, hey, man, you haven't texted me or messaged me or
Mhm.
liked my comment or liked my
Mhm.
photo. And it's like, man, like we got lives. Like sometimes we can't just be on Instagram 24/7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as much as
No,
I
yeah,
want to
that
be,
yeah.
but and
No,
also
that's
sometimes like I want to send like a really good reply. And so I'll think about what I want to say back. Like I don't want to just sound flippant and
mhm.
because like all of us, we have so many people that sometimes we talk to, and it's tough sometimes to give like a really thoughtful response when you're just trying to respond really quick. And so just remember, like you said, like we're all humans. We all go through things. But
And that's something, I'm glad you said something that kind of sparked something in my head. There's actually been times where and also I feel like what's great about it is so through this community, it's not just about our toy photography. Like we've actually meet people, and I've tried to do this and I want to improve on it. It's like clearly, you make friends through this. And something I've actually done too is just kind of like reach out to people like, hey man, like haven't talked to you in a while. Like, how are you doing? Like not even anything like toy photography related. It's just kind of like, hey man, how you doing? Like haven't talked to you in a while, Because honestly feels like that can actually make somebody's day and that can actually and I feel like it helps people. It's
yeah,
just like knowing that like, hey, like it's not just about the toy photography. Like that's a great thing because like I talk to like a good handful of people on Instagram. And it's great because most of the time, like, I don't feel like we're even talking about toys. We're just talking about like life and we're just talking about like just the joys of things and stuff that we can laugh at. And it's just like cool. Like, it's not just the toys. Like, there's definitely something more than that now. And that's the great thing that we use this medium to like meet people. But what's awesome about it is kind of like, all right, cool. Like, hey, this was our connecting point. And at the same time, it's like it's not just about that, but like, hey man, like what else is going on? It's like you
yeah.
can shoot each other jokes, and it's kind of like, hey man, like have you tried this restaurant? Like go there. And it's like, oh, we don't have that here because I don't live in the States anymore. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's strange for people that don't do toy photography. Like, and I say this uh, in kind of like having like an experience. Like, people just think that's all you think about is toy photography, and no, there's a lot of things that I think about other than toys, and sometimes I just don't want to think about toys. Sometimes I want to think about something else, and you know, uh, when you're passionate about something, sometimes the best thing to do is to take a break and take moments where you're not obsessed and you just go focus on something else and enjoy something else and come back to it. And then you enjoy photography even more because you bring life experience to it and knowledge that you
Mhm.
didn't have before.
And it's interesting because have you ever noticed this? Like, you've ever look at some people's like posts and stuff, and you kind of wonder like how they might have like put their self into that shot, if that makes any sense. Because
Yeah.
like for example, like if somebody, like I've reached out to friends before, and they might be having a bad day, and they might do a post, and it's like they created some form of art, and of course it's with figures or whatnot, but it's crazy how it just kind of like represents themselves, but at the same time that's kind of like helping them at the same time. And it's awesome because it's just because sometimes when you're just kind of contained, I mean, like mentally, like sometimes you can end up like hurting yourself. And it's just kind of awesome how like with through toy photography, it's like how do I explain it?
No, I know what
It's
you're
just
saying.
like,
It's like it's a great
yeah,
way to express yourself. It really
yeah, and it's
is.
just a great outlet.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it's just cool because you can actually see how people are feeling in some of their stuff. Like, and it's awesome too when they really describe stuff. And it's awesome too is like if somebody does a post and it's just kind of like, hey, this was going on in my life or whatnot, this is how I might feel. And it's awesome when you see people in the comments like who are very supportive, very kind
Yeah.
of like, hey, like I understand what you're going through, like I've been through stuff like this, or and it's awesome because it's reassuring to these people and all of us that like, hey, like this is this is a therapeutic experience, even though it might be with toys. Like it's still a therapeutic experience. And it's like some people, like, I mean, not some people, but it's like you might not realize you're helping somebody that much, but you actually really are.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. If you use it as a medium to be able to reflect and to be able to express yourself, especially when you're going through difficult situations, because a lot of times we can internalize and or externalize our feelings. But if we do it and we are able to use those catalysts in our art, then the art becomes something more than just your emotion. Or it's like you used it for a positive way. Like you're able to affect people, like you said, like people are gonna like relate to that. Like because everybody has bad days. Everybody has moments when you're not feeling great. And like when you're able to translate that into art and people can like respond and be able to get something from that, like that's, I mean, it's incredible. Like then you just realize, wow, like I can get through anything. Because if you look at it from that aspect, like it is a mental health situation where you're able to, instead of like going and just moping around the house, it's like, okay, I'm going to take this energy which I'm
Hmm.
frustrated, and I'm going to go direct it at toy photography, and
Hmm.
I'm going to create something. It doesn't even have to be a sad shot. It could be something happy, like how you want to feel. Like you want to feel
Yeah.
happy, so you do a happy shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Honestly, I didn't even think about that. Like the way you just said that, I was like, I would have never thought about that. About like, hey, like I want to feel this way, so let me shoot that way. Like I didn't even think about it that way. No, that was brilliant, man.
thanks, man. I mean, I never wake up in the morning like wanting to get up at 5 a.m. and do the things that I do, but like I know if I do it, I feel great. So I do it because not because of the initial feeling. I know how I want to feel, so I do it anyways.
Yeah.
But do you have any specific views on like healthy living, exercise? Like what do you kind of do like for a regimen? Like do you work out? Like
So
what's
I'll
your
be honest. So I work out, but I don't work out to get fit. I work out because like I eat like crap. and and truthfully, like I don't know, I'm a firm believer, and I feel that it is that it's like mind over matter. Um,
Mm,
you can eat whatever you want as long as you like go to the gym. And not even saying you have to do anything crazy, but like do enough to like, you know, to get your sweat on and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like if somebody came to me for like health advice, I'd be like, I'm the wrong person because if you want the honest truth, man, like ever since I came here to Germany, okay, I've been here what? Oh man, like 7 weeks or something like that. I think I've had a butter pretzel and like a beer like every day. And I'm not sure if
living it
you
up.
yeah, man, because it's just so good here. Have you ever had a butter pretzel, man?
No, I
Dude, my mind was blown the first day I moved to Germany. So I was like, "What's a butter pretzel?" And I ordered it. It's like a fresh baked pretzel, and it's injected with butter.
what?
Done. So like
What?
and there's this bakeries everywhere, and that's like the common food. You know what I mean? Like, you know how you can go to like a Denny's or something and say, "Hey, I'm gonna order some toast." Like you go to the bakery down the street. It's like, "Hey, can I get a butter pretzel?" Like, okay. And it's like, "You want anything else with that?" I'm like, since I'm here, like, can I get a Hefeweizen?" Like, like, and they're just like,
Man,
"Okay, €4." You're like, "That's it." Like, it's just crazy, man.
that's the thing. Like I've heard like the food and the beer is so inexpensive over there. Like
Okay, let
I
me
go ahead.
like, I'm sorry, man, but I have to share this experience with you.
Go for it.
So I probably will never be able to eat McDonald's in the States again because McDonald's here is like mind blowing. Like I had the
Yeah.
chicken because their chicken nuggets here are like real chicken.
Mhm.
So when I bit into a chicken nugget, I was like, okay, this is not a chicken nugget because I'm used to the States like flavor. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is a real chicken nugget. And then like here they have a thing called the chicken box. And I was just like, what's in the chicken box? And it's like 10 chicken nuggets and like 10 chicken wings with like fries. And so I was like,
What?
what? I was at McDonald's has chicken wings, and it's just, oh man, it's so good. Yeah, it's just, yeah, like the food here is just awesome, man. Like everything is just so fresh. Like the ingredients here are just like better. And I think that's all of Europe, to be honest, because like I've only heard like good things about the ingredients and stuff throughout the country. So
Mm, man, making me hungry now. The only time I've ever had like a really good experience at McDonald's, and it's been years since I've eaten McDonald's, but I was in New Jersey and it was like this neighborhood McDonald's, but they did not use like the corporatized stuff that everybody else uses. They had like real fresh meat and they had like, I don't know what I ordered just a cheeseburger and it was like, it tasted like it would come out of someone's backyard, like someone just grilled up some burgers and dude, I don't know what the deal is, like how they're able to do uh non-corporate stuff, but that's what every McDonald needs to do. We need some chicken boxes over here right now.
yeah. Yeah, man. Trust me, like that, like I said, yeah, chicken boxes are dope. Just like chicken nuggets, chicken wings, fries, and they have curry sauce here. I don't know if you're a fan of curry,
Oh
but
yeah. Love
dude,
curry.
they have curry sauce here. So you know you get like sweet and sour sauce, barbecue sauce at McDonald's. Here
Mhm.
they have curry sauce, and it's in the
Mm.
same packet as like anything else, and it's just like awesome.
Dude, my
And it's
wife
just,
is Middle Eastern, so she, like, cooks,
uh,
like, some amazing food. So,
oh, dude, you
yeah,
lucky man.
I'm
I,
lucky.
yeah. Well, man, if
Yep.
you want to freeze dry some of that and send it over here, like that's fine too, you know.
Dude, I could go on and on. I could, like, have a whole episode devoted to my wife's cooking. Like, it's ridiculous. It's so good. I'm spoiled. And most people, like, that know me, they know that I'm spoiled, but it's crazy.
Yeah,
So do you have any tips,
rub
man,
it
for people
in.
I didn't mean to interrupt. Were you saying something?
Oh no, I was like, rub it in, man, rub it
Oh,
in.
yeah, I do. I will rub it in all the time because I really lucked out. Like, anyway, so yeah.
You're like,
Uh,
we can create another podcast about this.
really good. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, she does everything from scratch and, like, does not cut corners. Um, do you have any tips for people out there doing toy photography that are just starting? Like, do you have any kind of, anything you wanna say to somebody like yourself just starting out?
um, just do it, man. Like just yeah, like experiment because that's like the only way you're gonna learn things. Because like like yeah, you can point and shoot and do it. Like hey, you like it, cool. And what's awesome about it is like this is just based on my experience. It's just like okay, when I first started, remember like I was just using a phone and I remember shooting and shooting. It's like all right, cool. Like I really like this, and I remember like seeing other photos. And I was like wow, like I want to be able to do something like that. And it's just you educate yourself, and it's just awesome because it's just like the information and knowledge is like limitless. It's just you can just keep learning things. Like there is no, okay, I learned everything. Like no, it's just there's different ways to challenge yourself. There's different ways that you can grow. Um, and I'd say definitely one of the biggest things that I would tell somebody new is, hey, if you're shooting outdoors, there's gonna be people who stare. You know what? Don't worry about it. Like trust me. But what's awesome about it is I've had so many experiences where some people like stop and stare and, like, they're not trying to be rude. They're just kinda like, "Whoa, like, this is different." Because 'Cause there's been so many times where like, no joke, this has happened to me so many times where, like, people would stop and they just watch me. And I just keep doing my thing, and they come up and ask me like, "Hey, like, what are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I do toy photography." And they're like, "Toy photography?" Like, they didn't even like, it just something they just discovered something new. And then it's kind of like, yeah, like you want to see what I shoot? And they're like, okay. And I show them on my camera, and they're like, oh, because like from their perspective, they just see like toys set up like in the
Yeah.
forest or on the ground. They're just like, okay, cool. Like there's a 5 year old and a 30 year old's body. There's but no, and then you show them, and they're just like, whoa, because you're getting the camera's perspective now, and that just opens their mind. Yeah, and it's just like, if people stare, like, keep doing what you're doing, like, you're not doing this for them, you're doing it for you, and you know what I mean? And it's just kinda like, "Hey, like, you wanna shoot out in the forest, or you go out in the forest and there's people staring, so you're in the forest." This is you know what I mean? Like, get your naturally grown diorama, you know what I mean? Like, get it in there. Um, but, like, yeah, I don't know, that's my biggest thing because I just know that was one of my kinda, like, things. Like when I first started, was like people kind of like just staring or just like looking at you like, what are you doing? But then it's just kind of like over time you get used to it and then realizing that people are just curious.
Mm,
And what's awesome about it is there's been times too where like kids would be like hiking with their parents and the kids come over and like watch and then the parents come over and then their parents are the ones asking me more questions than the kids are and they're just kind of like, oh, like when did you start doing this? And it's just cool because it's like while you're doing this you're actually like enlightening people and like inspiring people and you know what I mean. And it's just, I don't know, it's just it's an awesome, I don't know, it's kind of an awesome feeling, especially when people talk to you and they're just super interested in what you're doing, you know. So I mean, yeah, I would say just keep doing it. Don't compare yourself. Just keep doing it, and you'll learn as you go, like doing things, and you right off the bat when you take that first picture, you already have your own style. That's just all you have to remember.
nice, man. And for everybody out there that heard my dogs barking in the background, I apologize. Man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan of your account. If I haven't mentioned it before, I love your stuff. I always look forward to your new posts. And so thank you, man, first and foremost.
No, thank you so much, Dakota. Honestly, man, this is an awesome experience. Like I'm being dead serious. Like I told, like I kind of said earlier, man. Like I was having like anxiety attack because I was like, man, I'm about to have a job interview. But like, no, this is awesome because like this is a podcast that's talking about art, like toy photography. And it's awesome because this is a whole new, like for me, this is a whole new medium to kind of like open the door for like so many things, you know. Like you would just think like, hey, all we know is like Instagram or like Facebook to see toy photography, but now it's like, hey, now you can get a toy photographer podcast and actually, like get in the mind of like these photographers who just, who do this stuff. And it's just awesome because, you've had so many like talented guests on your podcast and it's just interesting to hear what they say and just hear like, like what inspires them and just overall how the community has like just come to them with open arms, and it's awesome. It's just awesome because as as small as this community may feel, it's actually pretty huge. It's like once you get to know it, and it's pretty rad.
That that means a lot, man. Thank you so much. I cannot wait to see the reaction people give to this episode. And I know that people are gonna glean a lot of nuggets out of this one for sure. Cause I definitely am, man. I really did. I learned a lot, man. And I'm always a learner. I always try to, keep the posture of I can learn so much from you guys coming on this podcast. And so yeah, thank you, man. And so people can be able to connect with you on social media, what's the best way for that to happen?
So definitely Instagram at BobaSaurus Fett. If you're on Facebook, it's BobaSaurus Fett Photography. Twitter's also BobaSaurus Fett, and all you have to do is look for my logo, and it's like a Tyrannosaurus Boba Fett helmet with red background. And yeah, I got one more thing for you, Dakota.
Yeah.
So today was move day, man. So literally all my stuff showed up. So truthfully, I haven't really had a lot of time to shoot because all my toys have been making it across the ocean blue. Um, what's a figure you want me to shoot, man? Because that'll be my next post.
Ooh. Oh man. Gosh.
I mean,
The
bear with
the
me. I gotta find it.
the thing is I don't know. Okay, all right. I'm a big Batman fan. So
Okay,
if you could bust out the Sovereign Knight, if you got a Sovereign Knight, I want to see another Sovereign Knight shot because I love your Batman stuff.
thanks, man. Any particular things you want me to do with Sovereign Knight that I can try to capture?
Uh, it's hard to like say because I don't know what you got, like what dioramas you have. Like I don't know. Just maybe. Hmm. Man, put me on the spot. I'm trying to think. How about just do like the best Batman portrait you've ever done? Like the most killer just Batman portrait, like face on, like from like the waist up.
See, now you just put me on the spot. But yeah, hey man, challenge accepted, dude. I'll do my best, man.
Sweet. Can't wait to see it, man.
Cool. And again, thanks again for having me on the show, man.
Dude, Eugene, it's a pleasure, man. Likewise, you can always find me at Dagobah_days. You can find the Mezco 112 Collective feature page at 1.12.collective. And you can find ToyPhotoCast at ToyPhotoCast. So get out there, tell your story, everybody. We are storytellers. So have fun with it, enjoy yourself, and keep shooting the toys. All right. Peace.